ready for your dose of reality. Everyone, happy Valentine's Day from the Dr. Quack Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Quack.
And I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem. We could have given you chocolates. We could have given you roses. We could have even given you a Valentine's Day card. No, that's not how it works here. Not how it works here. He has girl problems. They all hate his guts, and we get this and that.
Because if we're going to do it right, we need to have a masker. A St. Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, if you even talk to another woman on the phone in the office, I am going to castrate you because this is what you show every time you have girl problems.
That's right. Feel the love.
And by the way, I'm just kidding. It's just for storyline purposes.
Anyways, so on February 14th, 1999. That would be, 23 years ago? Yes. In the city of Memphis, Tennessee, at the Memphis Pyramid, we had this show. On commentary, we had Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole.
Yeah, squeaky voice, tight pants Michael Cole that hasn't figured out how to put bass in his voice yet. But at least he got rid of the blonde streaks.
Yes.
And of course, we were in King's hometown, so it was a bunch of Jerry chants. And we even get one more commentary person in one match. We'll get there at that time because I don't want to talk about it anymore.
You really don't. On Spanish commentary, of course, Carlos Cabrera and Hugo Sanovich.
They're great. As usual, this is the time where the Spanish announce table was a weapon.
Yes.
And these guys, by proxy, were weapon holders. So
hashtag Spanish announce table for Hall of Fame.
We actually had something older. In the second match we're going to go over, there was an AOL keyword on the side of the WWF truck.
Yes, there was. This was way back. On interviews, we had Kevin Kelly.
I'm sorry, Kevin Kelly is actually really good at this. Everybody seems to dislike him because he got picked on all the time. The Rock made a lot of fun of him. He was kind of goofy looking in real life, but he was a really good interviewer, but everybody remembers him for getting picked on.
I'm going to leave it at that. Referees Mike Chioda, Earl Hebner, Jim Corderas, Theodore Long, and Tim White.
Teddy Long must have been on the pre-show because I didn't see Teddy Long in this show.
Yep.
Let's move on.
First match here. Oh, my God. Gold Dust against Blue Dust. Yeah, this really happened.
It's well known and documented here at the Dr. Quack Podcast. I was not a big fan of ECW.
He was not. I loved it.
And while the Blue World Order, for being a knockoff ripoff, was sort of kind of entertaining a little bit, the blue guy was not entertaining. It was Big Stevie Cool and Nova, who was Hollywood Nova, I think is what he called himself.
Yeah.
But now the Blue World Order is broken up, and for some strange reason, they brought in 2 tons of blue, the Blue Meanie. Or in this match, he's Blue Dust. I don't remember these guys feuding. If they did, it was very, very short. At this time, I was in Korea, so I wasn't watching a ton of the wrestling because we only got certain shows.
I got to watch this show. I remember it. I gave this match 2.5 stars. I felt like it was a solid opener. It wasn't as bad as people are going to make it out to be, but it was okay. But you tell me how you feel about it.
This is double sprayed. One to get rid of the blue guy, and the other one to make sure he doesn't catch any diseases from his porn star girlfriend, Jasmine St. Clair.
Oh, boy.
Blue Meanie, I don't know how you got popular. You had one weird, stupid-looking dance move, and you could do an impression of Razor Ramon halfway decently. That's not a long-term career. How you made it, I don't know. 1 star. The entrances was longer than this match. It was short, but at least it was stupid.
You even made the dog allergic over here to this bullshit. Oh, my God. Yeah, so moving along here, I'm going to move on to my quack attack. Because I need some positive here. Bob Holly, Al Snow, Hardcore Championship match. I'm going to tell you, if you're going to do a hardcore match and you want to watch something to get some, ideas to do, this is the match to do. Because Bob Holly, Hardcore Holly, and Al Snow really went to all the lengths that you can in a hardcore match, including went into the river.
That's right. Al Snow with head, and it was not Hardcore Holly yet. He was Bob Holly. He had broken away from the Job Squad. Bob Holly did. And the Road Dogg was the champion. He had been injured a few nights before and had to relinquish the title. It was legitimate. He was actually in the hospital. So this was for the vacant hardcore title. And as he said, you can do a regular hardcore match where you just fight in the ring and fight in the crowd and hit each other with stuff. Or you could fight outside the building and throw each other into the Mississippi River, which is what they did. And the pinfall was chain link fence wrapped around Al Snow. Bob Holly covered him and got the pin. And they filmed him afterwards. They had a filming on Al Snow, still stuck in the barbed wire, or the wire, chain link fence.
Yeah.
So this was very creative, and it was very enjoyable to watch for 2 guys who are not always remembered very well. 2 guys who probably deserve some consideration for the Hall of Fame.
Very much.
This was a great match. Hardcore match was basically the second best match of the night underneath the main event. 3 stars, great match.
Yeah, I went 3 stars on it, too. It was a great match. Like I said, if you get into hardcore wrestling, that's the match to watch. Plenty of psychology there. Moving along here, we had the Big Boss Man taking on Midian. And he had clothes on.
And then we get the match that had no psychology, but a great story. Yeah, Midian's not naked Midian at this time. He's barely gone away from being Dennis Knight or Henry Godwin. He's now Midian. Horrible in the ring. The Big Boss Man was past his prime at this point. Still viable. Still a decent talent, but he's starting to get past his prime at this point. And Midian in the Ministry of Darkness, their match was boring. They actually chanted boring during this match. I agree, it was very boring. The ending was very rapid, like it was all of a sudden the referee went, hey, you guys are overtime, take it home. Because it was, they're rolling around in the corner, all of a sudden Boss Man pushes him over to the side, shoots him off the ropes, hit him with the Boss Man slam, and there's the pin. But then we get the abduction of the Big Boss Man, and this was actually more entertaining than the match. And it was just them standing there, then the lights go out dark, and then they carry away the Boss Man. And that was more entertaining than the match. 1.25 stars.
Yeah, I gave 1.5 for the match, and I gave a full star there for the afterbirth of it. Because I loved how they brought the Boss Man into the ministry and eventually became the corporate ministry. That was one of my favorite storylines when I was a young adult here. I watched this when I was 19.
Yeah, it was me. Austin is a well-known meme.
It's me, Austin! It was me all along!
But this match didn't need to be part of it, Vince. You know better than that.
Yes. And now let's take a quick...
That was some good shit.
That was some good shit. Let's take a quick commercial.
Take it to commercial, Tim Dunn.
And we're back. Yeah, we got some great matches lined up here extra for you because we've got Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart taking on D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry with Ivory. But before I get into that, make sure you tune in tonight. Check out Cupid's Revenge here on Heart and Soul Promotions.
That's right. And also visit Crystal Infinity for all your crystal needs. They've got a lot of great products coming out there. And they will ship it out to you. Just reach out to them on Crystal Infinity on Facebook.
There we go. So what'd you think about this match there? Important one?
All points on this said that this match should have been god-awful. It wasn't god-awful, it was just bad. D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry versus Jeff Jarrett, Owen Hart. Now, they brought out Ivory. I think this was after Right to Censor. So she was coming out, or no, this was prior to Right to Censor because she was doing her I'm going to rip Deborah's clothes off thing if she gets involved. And if you this match is the first and only time you've ever seen Owen Hart, you're going to wonder why everybody thinks Owen Hart should have been a world champion and been a Hall of Famer. Because in this match, he looked very off. He did not move very well. His stuff looked very weak. He looked very out of condition and very out of time. D'Lo Brown looked really good. Mark Henry was still very green. I can't say anything about Jeff Jarrett as much as I dislike him. I'm not going to rate him one way or the other. But the guitar shards laying in the corner after they hit Mark Henry in the knee, and the referee obviously didn't see it because it wasn't supposed to be part of the finish. The cat fight was better. The weak setup for the figure four leg lock. I went 2 1/4 on this match. And another half star for the so-so cat fight. So, all in all, 2 3/4.
Yeah, I'm going 2.5. Yeah, this was just, man, like, okay, great. The guitar shot to me was cool, but the rest of the match was...
It was not cool because Owen Hart dancing around, trying to get in the right position.
I love that. That was great.
It led to the credence of Owen Hart looked very off because he couldn't get in the right position.
But now I'm going to move into my 2-finger salute because this match here, and I'm not even giving it to 2 competitors, I'm giving it to 1 person in here. This was Val Venus taking on Ken Shamrock with Ryan Shamrock in the corner, but that's not who's getting this 2-finger salute. This is going to badass Billy Gunn. Right there, buddy. Yeah! The one, Billy Gunn. You wondered why you never got the world title. You sucked as a referee in this match. You looked so lost like you should have been in the concession stands. This was god-awful. You sucked as a singles wrestler. You were okay as a tag wrestler because you and Road Dogg worked well, but as a singles wrestler, you were the drizzling shits. Thank you. I feel better.
I will say, Billy Gunn is a prognosticator. He knew that 23 years later, Dr. Quack would give a 2-finger salute, and his name was Mr. Ass.
Right there!
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
This match was way too long. That's one way for all 4 people in there to include the referee. This match went like 23 minutes or something like that.
It did.
Val Venus wins the title here. Ryan Shamrock, who's not Ken Shamrock's sister, was useless. She was fun to look at, but WWE at this time was full of attractive women, so she didn't belong here at all because at least the other women could do something else. She didn't even do anything. She stood there like a lump in a white dress. She looked like a cancer, which she was. Billy Gunn was obviously, I don't know if this was on purpose or not. I think it is because Billy Gunn is known to be a jerk. And when they told him you got to be a referee, he would do things like he'd watch the pin count and he'd stand there and he'd go, oh yeah, I'm a referee, and get down and start counting the pin. No psychology in this match. The match was stupid. This match belonged on Raw if they were going to do it. Get it off the pay-per-view scene. I didn't like I'm glad I was in Korea because I didn't want to pay $39 for this thing, and I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, so let's move along here. Thank God. We got the Corporation with Chyna and Kane. Kane taking on D-Generation X, Triple H, and X-Pac.
Oh boy, they put this over, and I did a little research, and I'm going to take WWE's word at this because house shows sometimes don't air the information very well. This was Chyna's first match, and if nothing else, it was a first match against other men on a pay-per-view. She didn't compete in a mixed tag match. She actually got beat up and threw reverse punches back. So good job on Chyna. Good for you for breaking that barrier. We'll give it up for Chyna.
Yeah, great job.
Because the rest of this match is They tried. They tried. But when Shane McMahon comes out to the ring in his best Jimmy Hart impression of he can't stop talking, and he's talking louder than Michael Cole and the King at the same time. Oh, boy. The crowd was into this match because the storyline was actually hot. DX versus the Corporation was actually a hot feud.
Yes.
Kane looked decent, but you could still tell he was new at doing the Kane gimmick. X-Pac actually was the best worker of this match. I can't believe I'm saying that because I'm a huge Triple H fan.
Yeah.
X-Pac did the best work in this match and probably carried this match. I can't believe I just said that.
You did. And I'm shocked to hear it too. It was okay. Like I went 2 3/4. I did like the finish there. China got draped over Triple H. I didn't mind that. I thought that was good storytelling.
It was decent storytelling once you shut Shane McMahon up.
Yes.
I'll go. I was going to go 2.5. I'll agree with you. 2 3/4. Like I said, the crowd was really into this match, and it was a vehicle to explain why China was no longer part of DX. Her one-word answer of corporation. And then putting over the money thing, Kane didn't want to tag with her, was done well. So I will bump to 2 3/4. The story was excellent.
Yes. So moving along, we had a last man standing match here for the WWE Championship. Mankind taking on The Rock.
Yeah, this was their little... WWF is not known for this. So when you watch our preview of the part 2 of Soiled Brown, the Elimination Chamber coming up very soon, I believe that's going to be on Wednesday.
Yeah.
WWF is not known for making their titles worthless by switching them back and forth really quickly. They've done it. They did it with Sasha Banks and China, and they did it here. The Rock and Mankind switched the titles back and forth a few times. And the Mankind came in the champion here and still managed to hold on to it on this one. The match was good, but it was a little bit too long. It went about 3 or 4 minutes too long. Just because all the abuse these guys went through. The Rock dropping the stairs on Mick Foley from the ring to the floor. 3 different times a mandible claw was put on. And this ended in a double down or a schmoz when they both hit each other with a chair at the same time. You could have took about 3 or 4 minutes out of this match if you wanted that same ending. And this match would have probably been a 4-star match. I went 3.5.
Yeah, I went 3 1/4. I felt like this was a great match. That ending really sold it for me. I love the double down. A lot of people try to do double down in wrestling, and it doesn't look good. This one actually worked well, especially when The Rock took the chair shot, bounced off the ropes, and laid flat like a fish.
Yep, and it looks like we're coming up on time. Should we do one more commercial break before we go into the main event?
Let's take a commercial.
On Saturday, June 25th, 2022, the site, Lake Jackson, Texas. Stranglehold Championship Wrestling, in conjunction with Heart and Soul Promotions, presents the one-of-a-kind event, the Chaotic Freedom Celebration. You will get to meet wrestling stars and see some great action. Stars such as former WCW legend Randy Hogan and the 2006 WWE Hall of Famer Superman Tony Atlas. Make sure you join us June 25th and 26th, 2022, Lake Jackson, Texas. Be there! commercial right about 8.
Good.
So I was kind of watching.
And we'll push HSP Heartbreak here.
There you go.
All right. 3, 2, and we're back. That's right, folks. Here coming up on this Thursday on Heart and Soul Promotions, we have HSP Heartbreak.
That's right. And as he said before, make sure you tune in tonight. Check in Cupid's Revenge.
That's right. Cupid's Revenge. Their big show here coming up. 2 big shows coming up, actually. But now we got the main event.
Yay. Well,
yes.
I shouldn't say that. This match, in the grand scheme of things, actually was really, really important.
Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Mr. McMahon in the cage.
Yes, and this match was 17 and some change once the bell rang. It was 30 minutes long before the match, before the bell rang.
I get dragging it out, but holy hell, man. I mean, this could have been summed up within 5 minutes instead of like 15 before that bell rang.
Well, Vince, they had to talk Vince into taking, this is the bump that you see on all the greatest hits album. Vince goes sideways and bounces off the Spanish announce table. You can tell he kind of had to talk himself into it. If he would have went up one more step, he would have landed clean on the table. As it is, there's rumor that he broke his tailbone, and he still had to do 17 minutes of a match. So good job on you for having the Triple H thing of when you're injured, the show must go on. Good job. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. I mean, Vince came out there, and he's not a trained wrestler, but he knew how to throw potatoes, and he knew how to take an ass whooping. That's what made this match great. But, you know, the big part of it was the Big Show. Paul White coming out from underneath the ring.
Yes.
And the most weirdest way of winning a cage match, not going over the top or through the door, going through the cage.
That's right. And Michael Cole did a great job of, that's Paul White! That's Paul White! They didn't put him over as the Giant or the Big Show. They put him over as Paul White. And they kept putting over his size, which, yes, he really is 7 feet tall. He's a huge man. And throwing Stone Cold through... you miss Mike Chioda. They barely missed it on camera, so you catch like the end of it. Mike Chioda was coming down because he released the little pin up at the top so that the cage door could come out. There was a long fight through the crowd. I think that was so Big Show could sneak under the ring, and he didn't just come through a trap door. There's one scene where you can see the knife sticking through as he cuts the canvas away.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny, man. The match was okay, though. I mean, for significant reasons, I gave it 3 3/4 stars. Match itself really was about 3. It was a good cage match, but because of the significance and what led to at the next WrestleMania with him and The Rock, it meant a lot.
Yeah, I also went 3 on the pre-match, the great fight. Yes, it was a little long, but the crowd, they wanted it. Yes, it felt like 30 minutes at the 28-minute mark. But prior to that, it was good. It was a well-told, entertaining. Vince didn't want to get in the cage. He was doing everything he can to try and get Stone Cold frustrated, and it was good. 3 stars because if the rumors are true that Vince McMahon worked with a broken tailbone and did all that stuff and was still able to sell and do the flip-offs to keep Stone Cold coming back in the ring and willing to take more ass-whooping when he knows he could have just let it go. Another 3 stars for that. So all in all, great match.
Yeah, so that's the end of our show here. And, you know, what did you think? Did you like these pay-per-views? Were you happy with them? Oh, so you think these were bad. I got something special for you. Look behind me what's here. You know, goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Oh, God. No. I'm going to look to make sure that that's what he... And that's what you did. Oh, no.
Get ready to tune in for this. We'll see
Can we have Hog Wild instead? At least that one we know is awful.
Oh, no, we're not going that good. I'm Dr. Quack.
And I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem. You know what? I'm just spraying the next option. Don't watch this show. Don't watch Great Balls of Fire. It's not worth it. Not even our review of it.
And we're out.